the webinar. If you're going there to wait for something you want to hear, don't go. Don't go. Because what happens is you miss what was said. What was said last week was what Andy said. A lot of it was, we are building the largest runway in the world. And everybody's going, why? Because we have the largest company in the world. The information that we were given is mind-blowing. But so many people go there with their own thoughts of what they should have heard. They don't listen to what was said. And that's sad. I've had people say to me, not to me, indirectly, they wouldn't say it to me, what about the wallet? What about this? What about that? And I simply say, did you work online? Yeah, I've been online for 10 years. What are you concerned over wallet and pay for? You haven't made a dime. You've lost money. If you've been on 10 years, you've lost money. You don't know that. I said, I know numbers. 98% of the people lose money online. 1% lies, and the other one is Tony Robbins. You're not Tony Robbins. So there's a good chance you lost money online. Statistics say it. So what is plan B? I always ask people, what's your plan B? If the $97 on this thing is just rocking your world, get a hold of me, give me your email, and I'll help you get out. I will take the stress away from you. But if we wait and listen to what was being said, you should be blown away. You should have trouble sleeping. We're in a company that has never happened. And I want to tell you, every day in Mr. Mufar's day, every day is horrible. Because he's in meetings with people that say, well, that's never been done. You can't do that. That's what he hears. But you know what he did? He didn't give himself an outlet. He didn't come into this like it was a New Year's resolution, knowing in a month he's going to go up his diet or he's going to start smoking again. He said in front of 1 million people, do or die. There is no way out. He made it, the exit door is closed. It's sealed. He concreted it up. There's only one direction, it's forward. And all we have to do is just wait. Trust me, we wait. This has been said 1,000 times. We get one chance at a launch. I've been in over 30 of them. Not one succeeded. 20, some of them failed on the first day. And the rest of them failed within 2 or 3 months. For what reason? Many can't process the money. The pay plan is not mathematically correct. It doesn't add up, as they say. It just didn't work because the preparation of the company was half-assed. That's not Ash. He knows what it's like. He was one of the top earners in any business he was ever in. He knew pay plans. He knew what was right, what was wrong, and he's building the opposite of that. Keep in mind, almost every product that he's mentioned to us is a billion-dollar company by itself. And all we have to do is pay 97 and wait and trust and believe. If you can't wait and you don't trust and you don't believe, this guy here can help you get your money back. I'll get it back in 24 hours. I don't do much, but I can get your money back quick. Because if you're not happy and your plan B is to get that 97 and roll her over into $25, then 10, then 0, go for it. But please think about what you're doing and what you're involved in. Anybody that asks why this, why that, why this, they're not plugged in. It's that simple. Because even if you didn't know, you would go, wow, this is amazingly huge. This is mind-blowing what we are part of. And all we have to do is hold on tight. I can do that. We should all be able to do that. And do yourself a favor. A whiner comes up to you and starts crying like they do every week. Cut the cord. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your brother, your uncle, your sister, some crazy cousin. kiss them goodbye. They do you no good. It doesn't help you. Get rid of them. If I had a family member do it, I'm get lost. I don't care what you think. You're broke, just like I am. You're broke as I am. Anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you very much for that. Brad Bob, I can see your hand there. If you
yes,
add something to that.
Yes. I just wanted to also agree. I was going to go to what Colin just said about the websites, the compounding website, and the lady who wrote the message, which Mr. Johnson put in the back office, is the website that we are compounding or that we are building every day or every other day or every 3 days, very soon is going to be daily, does not have anything to do with our rolling out. That's number one. It's just the same. It's just like when Mr. Ash talked about our office in Baghdad in Hyderabad, maxing out in about 90 days, or the 4 new offices that are coming in the 4 different regions. He's looking ahead. Ash Mufara is now, remember, we also have data analysts, people who are looking at the numbers. They are looking at the numbers and they are seeing this juggernaut that is about to be unleashed. So he's preparing, he's making sure when the doors open, anything that comes in, we are ready to absorb, whatever comes our way. He told us that there are some difficulties as you climbing the hill, as you going up, everybody sees you and they start throwing, things your way, and you have to figure out yourself. But he ends up by saying that we are now actually trying to figure out the best strategy, the best way to roll out. That's what he said that, and then he ends by saying that ONPASSIVE is prepared with human leadership, heart, character, experience. We have the buildings, the equipment, and the genesis with our totally disruptive idea. So nothing has changed to the best of my knowledge. That's what I got. We are he's still on course, so we should not be confusing ourselves. Let's just stay put. Let Mr. Mufara do what he does best. He's a master strategist. He knows exactly what he's doing. When we open our doors, we are going to be able to absorb any shock that comes our way. That's what I want to say.
Thank you very much, Brad Bob, there for clarifying that. Thank you very much. So we're not going to go to a time where we have OTEC brothers, come up with a presentation. Who wants to go first? Brad Collins, if I may. I can see Brad Oliver in. Yeah.
Bob will go first.
Oh, I've seen Brad Oliver. Okay. Thank you for waving at me. Thank you. I can see. Okay, yes, Brad Bob first then. Okay.
We've been talking throughout the weekend, and let's just use our same format. Okay, so it's good to see you all. My name is Bob from Bel Air, Maryland, in the United States. I'm also your friend. Most of you have heard me this weekend. Good to see you, Auntie Lynn, Brother Madi, my fellow tech brothers, Mr. John Barilla, and Sister Fumi, Andy, Sister Grace, everybody here. It's a pleasure. Mr. Sampat Patel of India, I've seen you all through this weekend. It's good to see you. Father Blaze, Mr. David Switzer, good to see you. I mean, everyone, I can't name everybody. This week, Sister Corina Lance, I see you too from Canada. Good to see you. This week we'll be talking a lot about our security and fishing and spear fishing, just so we are aware, it is now time for us to begin to step back. We are at the verge of rolling out to the public. We are very close. We can smell it, we see it, we sense it, we can see our founder's disposition. He's relaxed, he's happy, he's having fun. We know that things are about to unfold pretty quickly. Mr. Mufara himself, our founder, he has told us, all of us, several times. He says that the world is going to know your name. Get ready for the greatest shape of your life. The world is going to know your name. That is true to every single one of us, every single founder. Every single founder, wherever you are, I don't care whether you are in the villages of Papua New Guinea or in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Africa, Middle East, wherever you are. When ONPASSIVE launches, within your local, your community, where you are, you will be known. And that is going to expose you to your own security. When we talk of security here, we do not only mean the logical security as computer, even your physical security. You're going to need to protect yourself. You're going to need to be aware of your environment that you are in. When we talk of security, from the ONPASSIVE side, ONPASSIVE has done her part. Mr. Ash Mufare and our team in Hyderabad, our partners, they have built this system perfectly. Okay? We have enough security. Do not worry. Now we are worried about us, the founders. How do we protect ourselves also outside of ONPASSIVE? So what we're going to be talking to, I'm not going to go too much deep in it, just so that we, in the interest of time, but you know, how you also protect yourself when you are not in ONPASSIVE, because ONPASSIVE guarantees your security when you are inside our ecosystem. When you come in, we are fine. ONPASSIVE have built her system with sophisticated security technology. That is given, you know. But remember, from inside, you are a target from people outside, everywhere around. So, and the technique that most of these scammers and hackers use to come at us is called phishing. You know, the phishing, like you know, when you go to a fisherman goes to the stream, he has his net, right? You take that net, you throw it into the river or the stream, you gather your fish. So you randomly, you know, you get what you can, and then you go. So that's what phishing is. It's a technique that is being used by most of these scammers to lure you, to fool you, to release your credentials, your username, your password, your credentials, so that they can use it now and come and hit you and hold you hostage or ransom. That's regular phishing, and that is the most technique that most of these people use. They fool you, you give your credentials, they can get company proprietary information, they can get trade secrets, they can get intellectual property, they can hold us ransom, they can hold you ransom. Recently in the United States, last year, there's a company in Texas called the Colonial Pipeline. Colonial Pipeline was held on ransom, and they had to pay $5 million. That can cost you not only financial loss, but it can also cost you reputational damage. It can cause you to lose a lot of business, you know. So we have phishing, we have spear phishing. Spear phishing is the one that is the target, is a targeted phishing, you know. They target a particular individual. Someone who is known, in this case, somebody like our brother Matty, you know, or Andy, or somebody who is known. It's a calculated attempt. They look at you, they study you, they figure everything around about you, and then they target you. You know, they could use Andy's information, send a message to Sister Grace, because they know Sister Grace knows Andy. Andy could, that information could be requesting for some specific proprietary information. And when Grace sees that information, he's going to say, oh, Andy sent this information, and she's going to click and open it. And boom, there might be malware in there that will hold our system hostage. So that is a directed attack to a certain individual. We also have what they call whaling. Whaling is targeted to like executives of a company, a whale, the big fish, you know. So in our instance, it could be somebody like Mr. Ash or somebody like Mohammed Kamal. Those who are the big decision makers, the corporate executives. So they could use Ash Mufare, send an email like it is coming from Ash to Mohammed, asking for some proprietary information. And if Mohammed is not careful, he will release that information, and then it goes to the bad guys. You know, we also have what they call voice phishing, which is called vishing. You know, we're talking yesterday, colleagues and myself, Papa New Guinea, you know, in England, they call the social services, somebody's calling and lying and trying to trick you to go and pay some fees, taxes. Here in the US, we receive calls from somebody claiming to be from the IRS. That is not true. The IRS does not call anybody. The IRS will write to you and summon you and things like that. So that's voice phishing, vishing. So we all, collectively, all the founders, we could be the first line of defense for our company, because they could come from outside and get into you to get through us. But our security within ONPASSIVE is fine. You know, we have no problem with that, but it's you, us, the founders. Okay. So we have to be very, very vigilant and very, very careful. So I'm going to give you a few techniques that you can use to identify these phishing techniques that are coming into you and how you can defend yourself. And my brothers are going to add more. Oliver will probably add more techniques of how you can repel that, and then we'll just talk generally. So what I'm going to give you now is what we use in our company. Every 3 or 4 months, we train the entire organization on these techniques of how you identify these phishing techniques, and it helps. Okay. So number one, the first thing that you have to be aware of is you have to be skeptical of the display name, the name of the email. So you want to look at the email address that is being sent to you. Let's say, for instance, if Andy Beck is an ONPASSIVE employee, he sends an email to Grace. Grace knows that Andy is an employee. So that email address name, it could not be andybecks@yahoo.com or andybecks@gmail.com. It will she will ring a bell to her, though this is fake. It's a fake email. So you want to look at the name and the address to confirm the sender. That's a big clue right there instantly. When you see the display name of the email, you can tell that's fake. You know, don't click too fast. Don't hurry to click an email or the link inside an email. Use your mouse real slowly. Read what the content is. Hover through the link. You will see if it's a spam, it's a fake email, or it's a malware. You see at the bottom of your screen, you see some fake characters, XYZ, WYK. You know, you can tell you know it's not real. So when you click it, that's when you attract the malware into your computer. So take your time, read the email, hover through that link. Don't click it, just put your mouse over it and look at the bottom of your screen. You're going to see that it doesn't look, it will not look right to your eyes. You'll be able to tell. You know, consider how the mail is addressed. You know, most companies, you know, when they send you an email, they will address you personally. You know, if you receive an email from somebody within ONPASSIVE, for instance, they'll address you, hello, Miss Lynn Nakamato, hello, Mr. John Barilla. They will not say hello, founder, because we're going to get a lot of those kinds of messages. Somebody will just write to you, hello, founder. They don't know you. But if it's a legitimate email, they know that this person is a founder. They will address you by your name. Hello, Mr. Sampath Patel. You know, they are going to address you directly. That this is, so you will know. But if you receive an email from somebody from within ONPASSIVE and they're calling you hello, founder, you will know that this is a fake person. So be very wary of that. And then spelling errors. Most of these phishing emails that come to you, they are scammers. They are in a hurry. They are trying to get you real quick. They don't take the time to read whatever they have written. You see that it's riddled with grammatical errors a lot. Most companies, a company like ONPASSIVE or any major corporation, they have communication departments, right? So those departments, they go through before a corporate communication goes out. It goes through. You have seasoned professionals, people who know how to write. So you will not see grammatical errors in an email like that. Once you see that, your light bulb should go on to know that this is not real. Personal information, they never will ask you for your personal information. No company does. In ONPASSIVE, somebody, Lynn Nakamoto, will not write to you, to another founder, asking you for your personal information, because you are a founder in ONPASSIVE. You have identified yourself, you have done your KYC and everything. The company has your information already. Why would they be asking for your personal information? You should ask yourself that question. Because these hackers or scammers, they are trying to trick you for you to give your personal information, your username and your password. The company does not need that, because they already have you in the system. So that should give you signs. Time is on your side. Time. Okay, don't hurry. Usually, these scamming emails or hacking emails, they have a sense of urgency. You know, they will tell you have to change your password within the next 2 hours, or they're going to hack your account. They're going to make something to make you feel like it's very urgent. You have to do this fast. Once you see that, no, you have time is on your side. Take your time, take a break, you know, do your research. Make sure you do your research, find out what's going on. Call Lynn Nakamoto if somebody that you know. Let's say make a phone call or text her, ask her, Lynn, did you send me this message? You have verify it before you proceed. Then take your time. If you see anytime that you see a sense of urgency, know that this is most likely a fishing expedition that is about to ensue with you. Then we have something they call email signature mystery. Most communication, most authentic communication comes from someone with an identity. They'll write to you at the end, you write your name, Marty Degamo, director of operations or whatever, you know, with their phone number and everything, where you can contact them. You know, there's no mystery of who the sender is. But when you get these emails, you just see somebody will just write a fake name and there's no address, you know, bar or anything. You cannot identify exactly what role that person plays. It's a flag. So know that that's not a good message, you know. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Once you receive an email from someone, especially maybe someone that you don't know, but the information seems to be something, they have some true information about you, but you doubt. You know, oftentimes, 99% of the time, your gut is correct. When your gut tells you this doesn't sound right, pause, make a phone call, call somebody, call one of your colleagues. It could be maybe someone in the next office, you know, call them to make sure, make a phone call. Don't click that link. You click that link, there's something that will cause SQL injection. This is an ONPASSIVE has application. It's a lot of application. They can inject malicious code and just hold your account ransom. Be cautious, you know. Don't automatically trust anything. Caution is the key. Oliver will talk more about it, or I think all this. You know, be cautious with any information, anything that you, as you deal with other people, because right now all of us are at the crosshairs. You know, social media, please. I know all of us are very, very excited, want to let people know who we are, where we're going. You know, social media, do not put your personal information. Sometimes you're traveling. We had this example yesterday. Somebody, you are traveling to Jamaica, for instance, you get to the airport, you put your status, you are flying. This is Vincent is flying to Jamaica for the weekend. Guess what? The scammers collect that information. They reach out to your friends and family, and they tell them that Vincent is in Jamaica, he's stranded. They start fishing Vincent's family and friends, soliciting and asking for money. That's how those things happen. So please avoid putting your personal information on social media. It can come back and bite you, you know. And I'll end by saying that, like our founder said, Mr. Mufara, you know, let us get ready for the greatest shape of our life. When he says that, what he's saying is the truth. All of us, the world is going to know our name. We are going to be primary targets. Our security should be paramount, but not only our physical security as well as our logical security. Anything, any emails, anything that you get, you know, it could be someone trying to get a hold of you to get through to our ONPASSIVE, which is dear to us. So I'll send it back to you, Sister Fumi.
Thank you very much, Brother Bob, for that. Excellent recap there. Brother Andy, I'm going to call on you. Apart from that, before I call on you, Brother Andy, Brother Oliver or Brother Collins, do you have anything else to add to that? Because yeah. Okay.
Bob have just said everything straightforward. So I think we should move. The only thing we're trying to say here is, please, is when you know, ONPASSIVE ecosystem is secured. Mm-hmm. But what we are trying to educate for here is when you are out of ONPASSIVE ecosystem and you're moving transaction from one end to the other, that is where they will start to fish you. So it's not within ONPASSIVE, but it's out of ONPASSIVE. So that's why we brought this topic, so people should be aware about phishing. So I'll hand over to you, sir, for me, Raul. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much there. Thank you. So, Brother Andy, we'd like to hear from the sales perspective or the marketing perspective, sales perspective, financial perspective, or the perspective.
On security. Okay. At the end of the day, you've got businesses looking to make use of products that are going to be of use to them. Far higher value, less cost. Now, Bob has mentioned the phishing aspect. If you've got an internal communication system, anything that you then receive from outside of that internal communication system would be a waste of space. So things like OPIR, when it launches, you'll be able to have set groups. So you'd have your management group, and they would all be interconnected, a bit like a WhatsApp group, but via a totally secure in-house system. And then you'd have one for the consultants, or one for the staff, and one for you know, the top managers, whatever it might be. You've got an in-house communication system, totally secure, encrypted. You can send files through to colleagues, and it doesn't matter what size the files are. You know, if we try and send things through email, you get a limitation as to what you can and can't send. So it's a difficult one from the security aspect, but there are ideas. Now, what I really wanted to look at today was, all of you guys have probably heard this before, but you should start now to be writing a list of every single person that you know, because every single person that you know uses the internet. Now, personally, what I've done is broken them down into different environments, different areas. So, for instance, I've got a list of all of those people that I know that have got children at school. I've got a list of people with children at university. I've got a list of people that work for large companies. I've got a list of people that work for themselves or within a very small company. List of companies with large groups of customers. So all of this should be split into various different sections so that you know who to contact. Now, you're going to get overlaps. That's great. It just means to say they're going to get 2 emails from me and not 1. But bottom line is, when we are in a position to open to the public and we've got an opportunity, then it's the number of customers that you want within your group. Yeah, everybody has a target to achieve of income, whether that be $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month, or if you're like me, $200,000 a month. So everyone has a goal to achieve. Now, it's simple. Proper prior planning prevents poor performance. I won't use the other one. Prevents poor performance. So if you pre-plan everything that you need to do, we know everything's sorted from ONPASSIVE's point of view. So it's what are we as individuals and founders going to do to be able to build our business, to reach or achieve the income goal that we set ourselves sooner rather than later. Now, I don't like the word recruiting because I can't do that, but I can share. And that list that I've got is every single person that I know that will need something that we have. Whether they come for the money or they come for the products, they will come to ONPASSIVE, and there are potentially 5 billion. By 2030, that will be 7 billion. How many customers do you want? Start proper planning prior to everything moving forward. Back to you for me.
Okay. Thank you very much there, Brother Andy. That was excellent. So I want to go, we're going to go to our Q&A now. Thank you everyone that has helped in the beginning and, you know, made it easier for us to understand. So I'm going to come back to you, OTech brothers. You, for the rest of the weekend, we've been hearing phishing, phishing, phishing. For those in Africa and back home, you know, and some other places, when you say phishing, some of them don't have a clue to that, because people were saying, is it the same thing as scammers? Is this the same thing as fraudsters? Is it, what exactly are they talking about? And don't forget, back home, they tend to, people tend to fall into the hands of scammers a lot online. So is this word phishing the same as scammers and the same as fraudsters? Who wants to go first?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
In a nutshell, we'll say yes. Phishing is what is where the scammer or the hacker or the fraudster is trying to trick you to get your username and your password so that they can use it and get into your account. The device technique, the device means ways that they will fool you. You think that it's from a legitimate person, or they could use two people that know. They could use two people that know each other. They could use you, Fumi, for instance, and Collins. They could use Collins if Collins' identity. I think they did that to Collins already. Actually, his mom.
Yeah.
They use you. They use your Collins information, and then they send it something to you like, Fumi, give me your password, or they will create something that you believe that that's Collins, and then you will release that information, and then they use it to cause you harm. So it's the same thing. It's a scammer, it's a hacker, or it's a fraudster.
Okay, thank you very much. There.
Okay, Sister Fumi, I would like to add
Brother Vincent, yes,
about that. So what I will say, the objective of these people is to steal our personal data and also infected our devices. So they all have the same objective. In fact, steal your personal data like your name, your address, your bank details. So this is the main objective of these people. And then the second thing is infect your device. Sometimes they can do that. You cannot use your laptop anymore. You could anything they have on this. And then they can make even some company collapse. So this is they have the same objective. So just add it to what Bob said. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Vincent. There. Okay, if that's the case, with our people that use their phones most of the time back home, what and don't forget back home, we have, like, someone asked a question here, said, okay, it's not like here in the UK when you have your phone, or in US, I'm sure you have your phone and then it comes with an antivirus or something like that. Back in Africa, some of those things, some of the phones don't come with that. So they have to purchase it, as well as their data and their whatever they're going to use to call. So with our people back home, what would you say they need to do? What are they going to do? Because some of them are going to conduct their businesses on their phones in the meantime, before they are able to have enough money to buy a laptop. So I start back from you from there, Brother Vincent. You know exactly what I'm talking about here. So what would you say for them to do with their phones? For those of them that are going to be using phones, even with the ones with laptops as well. And we also have business centers.
Yeah, for the phone, I would say it's difficult to advise people, but only thing you need to do, you need to be careful when even telephone call, messaging you receive. So hackers, they are very dangerous for stealing information from people. So if you sometimes, some calls, you're not sure where the calling come from, you can avoid the calls. And also sometimes you can receive a message, SMS, you're not sure, trying to avoid, because many of them, they are looking to steal information from you. So the phone is difficult to advise what to do with the phone, because some phone issues, a different company, different way to protect your data, different. So you see Android is different to iPhone. So it's very difficult to give advice. So only thing you have to be careful when any telephone call or maybe messaging you receive. This is advice I can give, but protecting the phone is not like a laptop or maybe personal computer where there are so many antivirus issues outside there, you can protect yourself. So it's a little bit tricky. So only thing I would say, you have to be very careful, but my brothers are here, some of them, they can add more to it.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Brother Vincent.
Let me add to that.
Okay, Brother Oliver, thank you.
Yeah, for those who have iPhones, you don't have a problem, because iPhone comes with its own personal security, because it's built with Linux or Unix. They have the Linux operating system that has its own security, which is good. But for the other phones, Samsung and the rest, like Vincent said, be cautious with it. Be cautious with it, and make sure that you don't click, because they can send you SMS, also emails. Don't receive any kind of email that you have to go click on a link, that link, you are not sure about it. There's an attach, you don't sure about it, like Bob just talked about, spelling mistakes. Make sure you check all those things before you click. Now, just be extra cautious with your cell phone, And if you suspect the least thing on your phone, change your password. If you suspect anything that there's something fishy, change your password. Then you talk about business centers. Please, I'm begging. I know it's difficult. Some of us back home and in poor countries, they don't have money to get immediate laptops that they can buy, antivirus there. Please, I'll advise people, don't go to business center to go check your wallet. Don't do it. Don't do it, because there are bad guys around there that they have gadgets, like USB sticks. When they see you, you come to a business center, we'll call cyber cafe, you come there, they will just monitor you, look at your activities. Immediately you leave, they'll just go and put in that USB stick and get all the information. They'll download all the information to that USB stick, take it to their house where that's where they carry on their operations. Then you want to see your whole system is being taken ransom. And everybody that is within your contact is also there. They've captured all of you. So business center, I'll advise people, you better use your phone than to go to business center. Please. And if you suspect anything, change your password. Change your password and learn to make your characters be a little bit longer with numbers, letters, and those special characters. Mix them. If you think 8 is good, because 8 is normal, is good, but I would recommend more than 8. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Oliver. There, I noticed that when I went back to Nigeria, take for example, all our people, majority of them don't remember their passwords, and then they save it on Google. So it's always saved on Google. So is that the best thing to do? And then you see their phone snatched or their phone is stolen, and and that's the end of it. And sometimes they retrieve the number, sometimes they don't retrieve the number. What would you advise our people to do, especially those of them that are going to be using their phones and then they are already used to saving their passwords and things like that on their phones? What do you advise them to do? Is it really safe? Is it Google that safe that you can save it on Google Drive and nothing will happen to it, even with your 2-step or 4-step, security on Google Drive, please?
I will say it's not a good advice to save your password on the Googles, because like you said, if someone get your phone, everything's gone. They got all your information, all your security stuff. So it's not good advice. So if you go to Google or any website and then ask you to save your password, always click never save your password online, because if you save your password online, like my brother Oliver was saying, the bad guys sitting outside there, when they hack your computer, is finished. They got all your information. So even they can lock your hard drive. You cannot use it anymore, and then it's finished. So anything they get from you, they will use it and then they will destroy you, even your bank. So it's good advice not to save your password to any website. It's not good to do that. So it's better to avoid to do that. Trying to create a password, something you can memorize, and then you can use it, and then trying to change it from time to time. Don't keep the same password for maybe a year or 6 months. Maybe maximum every 90 days, you can change your password, and then have this habit to change your password, and then it will be better. But save your password on the website. I will never advise someone to do that, because if I can get to your system, you are finished. They can destroy you completely. Okay. So this is my brothers, they can put some in as well.
Let me just add something. I know people are joining now and they don't know why we are talking about security. No, I always want to remind it, we are not talking about ONPASSIVE security. ONPASSIVE is fine. Once you are in the ecosystem or the whole ONPASSIVE platform, using the products and whatever, you are good. We are talking about when you are out of ONPASSIVE. Remember Bob already said it in the intro, that the 1% will be targeted. So once you start to make the molar as I said, how do you protect yourself out of ONPASSIVE ecosystem? So that's what we are talking. That's why we're talking about the topic phishing scam, because they will phish you. So now it's about how you can save yourself out of ONPASSIVE ecosystem, from your bank account to what transaction you are doing, where to where. How do you protect yourself so you cannot be phished? So I'll leave it there, Stafumi, for you to continue. I just want to.
Okay, thank you very much. The next question I have has to do with those that love to enjoy, you know, we love, everybody loves to shop online, especially in this digital age. And you know, there's so many people that didn't used to shop online, even back, you know, home, you know, I've noticed that, but now it's like everybody shops online, you understand me? Even back in Africa, back in, I don't know, everywhere, everybody is coming online to do shopping, and they're trying to make sure they access the internet and then do shopping. What kind of site? And then later on you find out their details or bank accounts or bank cards are being used. I've been a victim of that as well, where you know you just see some kind of transaction on your account and you don't know where it came from. Someone was trying to use your card to buy something somewhere, even something that you don't even buy. So how do we protect ourselves as relating to that kind of venture when it happens or before it happens? How can we protect ourselves against that, from, you know, protecting ourselves, since we have to guard ourselves to make sure on our side we protect ourselves?
Yes, Sister Fumi.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that any website that we are releasing our personal information, you're taking your credit card to make purchase from that website, is secure. You know, and how do you know that? How do you know that the website is secure? When you look at the address bar at the top, right? When you look at the address bar at the top, you see something like a lock. There's a lock that is there before the beginning of the address. That the
is it like HTTP, a padlock sign? Like
a padlock, yes.
Okay.
There's a sign there. It means that website is encrypted. It's a secured website where you can use it freely. It is encrypted, so information is going through. Nobody's actually seeing the information, and it cannot be captured by somebody in the middle. Okay. And also the good news too is that we're going to be having our marketplace and our wallet and all that. So most of the things that we're going to be doing, we're going to be using our wallet to buy. You know, remember that you can use your wallet to buy stuff within OCommerce, OMAT, and things like that. So that is also going to alleviate some of these issues that we'll be facing. But just to know that the website is secure, you just look at the address bar, and when you see the lock there, you know that you can shop there.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Bravo. I know you spoke something about file. There's a difference between, I think it was from yesterday. There's a difference between internet security and a firewall for, you know, operating system. I want you to explain that, because for a layman person like me that is not technical, I don't know the difference between the internet security and firewall for operating system. So can you explain that, please? Let people know there's a difference, and you know.
Yes, and Vincent can come in. You know, as an organization, as a system and organization, our network, we have our firewall, right? ONPASSIVE or every organization, when to get to that organization online, they have their firewall that protects, that examines it, make sure the right data or the person who is coming into the network is not a bad guy and stuff like that. But we're saying that when you have your laptop, within your laptop, the operating system, they have a firewall. Also, if you have a laptop, you can enable that firewall to also give you an extra protection. If you go to your settings and then you look at things, devices, firewalls, you just need to check it to enable that firewall. It will also help, you know, to filter security and bad guys, the bad people that are coming into your computer.
So, sorry, Brad, Bob, that firewall, does it expire?
No, when you enable it, it's on. Yeah,
it's on.
You just to turn it on.
So, okay, so what's the difference between that one and the one that normally expires? Is that the internet security that expires, that you have to renew yearly?
Yeah,
or...
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So yesterday we talked about web root, you know, a security suite that you can have and install in your computer for extra security. We're saying that you get the one that has internet capabilities. Yes, when you buy that, you pay for it. I think it has an annual subscription. So you have it for 1 year, then the following year you pay to keep it active. But the other Windows or operating systems firewall that we're talking about is something that comes inbuilt with your computer.
Okay. So I'm going to take a bit of a detour here. Okay, that detour, you know, you mentioned something about ONPASSIVE is in a dome.
Yeah.
So can you explain that phrase, ONPASSIVE is in a dome, because so that people will have a better understanding?
Yes.
Please.
Yes, I said ONPASSIVE is like in an iron dome. I'm speaking metaphorically, you know. So as a security analyst, we can see ONPASSIVE from outside. We have techniques that we can look. You know what I mean? So when the hackers from the outside, it is extremely difficult for you to get to penetrate ONPASSIVE from the outside. You know, because Mr. Ashmufara has taken all, he's very security oriented. He has taken all the proper steps, everything that we need, that you need to do to safeguard a system. He has done it even from our human resource perspective. Even the people that are working in our partners in Hyderabad, the way they have been hired, they've made sure they have the right credentials. They sign NDA, they have criminal background checks, everything is clear. You know, they sign non-disclosure agreements and things like that. He has taken care of that. The physical environment is secured. Our building, you cannot just walk into ONPASSIVE. You go in there, you see we have a building, we have a front desk, there's security, there's camera, there's everything, you know. Then to access the system, even to get an access into our system, there are multiple layers of authentication that you go through, right? That's within ONPASSIVE now. And then our database is encrypted. We have firewalls, you know, that is protected around our network for you to come in. Bad guy is going to be very difficult for them to come in. We have monitoring systems that catches them, and then AI, artificial intelligence also. You know, it has that pre-detective capability. So that's how AI comes by default. It has a detective capability, and then it has real-time monitoring and alerts that will let the system. And then we have an incident response team that is ready to strike back. You know, so it is very difficult. I mean, it is extremely difficult. First of all, they cannot get in. That's when I say we are like inside an iron dome metaphorically. That's what I mean. They cannot pass through to come in. Now our problem is from inside. Those of us who are inside, us the founders, okay. Those of us who are inside, and then hence come the topic phishing. Because they can trick you to get your account information and then penetrate us through you, even though we are still ready from within to respond. So if they come to you, for me, for instance, they give your username and password, they can inject SQL barcode into our system, but we will still get it.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So, like I said, do you have anything else to add to that, Bra Vincent, Bra Collins, or Bra Oliver, or Bra Maddie? Does anybody have anything to add to that? Because or Bra Andy, I'm gonna take a bit of a detour here from our topic, phishing, into some of the things that are happening a bit right now that people have sent in, questions about. Take, for example, it says here, all our products.
Marty has his hand raised, just so you know.
Martin, sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah, just real quick, everybody needs to remember, like they said, the problem is online, not inside ONPASSIVE, but outside of ONPASSIVE, online. And one of the major ones is emails. If you get an email that doesn't look quite right, don't click on it. If there's any links in it, don't click it, because that's where the problem comes in. Because once you click it, you're actually hacked. I've even had it where it says, you're hacked, and lights flashing, click this link. I clicked the link and now I'm hacked. I wasn't before that. So just be careful. Like the company will never send you something asking for your info ever. And if they do it, it looks legit because they'll have emails with a hacker would have emails that look exactly like ONPASSIVE. And you say, oh, this is gotta be legit. It's not. So listen, never, if you're in doubt, don't do it. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to add that to it.
Thank you, Bramati. So will you advise then that most likely most people should go, most founders should go to their back offices, because if there's an email that has been generated or sent out, you will probably have to call a number of other founders to find out whether they actually received the same email as yourself for you to have an understanding of that. If not, then you go to your back office. If it's not in the back office, then it's not supposed to.
When in doubt, I wouldn't even ask other people. Why?
Exactly.
Because it might be a net. It could be a net of a scam. Because remember, we're all broke right now.
Yeah.
But the day's gonna come, the word founder and ONPASSIVE are gonna go, Bobby's got money. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get her. And they catch you when you least expect it. It's simple. It looks something so simple, and you click on it, boom. I mean, yeah. So just be careful. That's all.
So
We're not trying to scare people.
Just delete the email straight.
Oh, if you're not sure, delete it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You get a phone call going, I sent you an email and you ignored me. Okay, it didn't look right. That's right.
Exactly.
So,
okay. So we can all hear that. If you receive any email that you're not sure of, just delete it. If it's coming from someone that is legit, they probably, even scammers still do that. They repeat and send, the same email over and over again, but keep deleting until when that person, if it's really genuine, the person will probably, if they know you very well, call you back and say, look, I've sent you a couple of emails, you've not responded, what's happening? So, like I said, I was going to take a detour. Someone sent me this question. He said, look, in the back office now, we have everything was showing fine. Now it's showing beta, BET, BETA. What's happening? What's the difference between before and now? So what's the better thing there? They're asking.
Let me, can I start?
Yes, Bra Oliver, start please. Because
when somebody asks that question, then you are not then maybe since on Wednesday your eyes are not seeing what the new things are in the back office. Look at O network. If you look at O network, look at the difference in O network. Look at the dashboard. When you look at the dashboard speaks for itself. A lot of updates, a lot of things to change. They've added things there. Then when you look at the products like O-Mail, O-Trim, O-Dex, O-Chart, O-Staff, is there with green, beta, which therefore means, Then when you open O-Staff also, when you open O-Staff, is go to attendance. You will see what? You will see the CCTV, you will see biometrics, you see all those things. Those are the updates, those are the differences that you see. And Ash told us that by next week, more is coming, more is coming. So we should then, if you look at the webinars, the position that webinars was on your left-hand side, they took it up, is now is beside update. Go back to, if you go now again to O network, if you go to O network, look at the interface of O network. You see that you have video, voice, you can take picture. It's in front of you. You don't need to go search for it. That is just in front of you. So those are the updates and that they've added. So please go there. I'll advise everybody, start playing with your back office, because your back office is going to be like your ID. Because when you start getting that beep beep wallet is calling you, that Mola is there, go and collect it. Start familiarizing yourself with the back office, because it's going to be like your ID midnight. Because some of us, we are just going to put our eyes on silence when we are sleeping in the night, because that alert beep beep there's something in the wallet. There's something in your wallet. So familiarize yourself with it. It's not a joke. The CEO wants us to be, he's forcing us to go to the back office. Don't call us. I might be in the beach somewhere. You are calling me to say, Mr. Oliver, how can I log into my back office? Don't call me, because now we are telling you, go to your back office. Familiarize yourself with your back office, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Oliver. Does anyone else have anything to add to that before I ask the next question here? Which means...
Yeah, Brother Oliver just said it well.
Okay.
You know, the sign beta, you know, when we had it before, they said, go and test, we are in beta testing. Maybe people still get it. They didn't get it. But now Mr. Ashford is saying that it's beta testing. You cannot write beta testing, so beta. So he's telling you we are in beta testing. Go there and click on that product, play with it, because they are adding more and more functions on it. You know, Mr. Ashford said, oh, add more and more. And what they wanted to, if Mr. Ashford deemed it necessary for us to test, they will put it there. And if it's not, they will leave it. But we should understand that the products are all full-blown. It is there. No company will put everything out there. They can put what is necessary because we are founders, so we can play with it to assure us that that's real products. You can play with it. So that beta means beta testing. So remove testing is beta.
Okay, thank you very much for explaining that. We all know that now. My detour goes to another question here. It says here, someone sent me this one. Our CEO was talking about a strong founder, So who exactly is a strong founder, or how do we define a strong founder? You know, how do we define a strong founder? Bramati, do you want to go for this, or Bra Oliver start it, and then I'll go to Bramati and Bra Andy there.
Strong founder is your loyalty. Your loyalty. How often you go to your back office? How often do you come to webinars? Are you in? You must plug in. Go to your back office. Even if you don't have that time, I know that the time schedule is differ from other countries that, you know, maybe I have to go to work in the morning and Ash is coming out 3 p.m. EDT time. You know, I'm already in bed. I have to wake. I have to have a 7 a.m. morning to start work. After that, go to your back office. Go to the summary. Peter should always put the summary at the back office. You know, go to the recording. Listen to them. Remember that they know who goes to the back office that often. You know, they know everybody that goes to the back office. So that's why when I make that statement, your loyalty. And not only that, that is your business. Can you just open a kiosk or a small grocery store or whatever business, and you just abandon it, and you think manna will come from the heaven to come and make customers to come in? Hell no. You have to be on top of your business to make sure, if a dime is coming, or if you are in the construction or you just want to start it, you will be there 24/7 to make sure that what they are putting here is supposed to be here. What they are putting here is supposed to be here. What puzzles me is that people, it looks like people just clown with ONPASSIVE because they don't, I don't know if they understand what they have. If you do understand what you have in your hand, then I think you will be sleeping like some of us that we are in the back office many minutes, so that we know the least changes that has occurred in the back office. Like when Mr. Ash told us that last week that the back office, that we are going to see some changes. By Tuesday, I was on top of minute from my phone to ever. I'll call Collins, call Bob. That boy, have you seen anything? You know, so we should plug in. We should take this like our business. We should not only wait when the time comes to start getting the molars. Then you start calling some of us and be disturbing us all around. I will say it because we've been talking about this thing for the past 2 years plus. But it looks like people don't get it. And they'll wait for that minute to come and start disturbing us. It's a good thing, yes, but please start now. Start now that the heat is on. The heat is on. Mr. Ash, our CEO, the heat is on. Start now and start familiarizing yourself with your back office. Plug in. It is your business. This is your business. It belongs to you. Your website will be on you. Your domain will be on you. It's not going to be on Mr. Ash Mufara's name. Where have you seen that they'll give you a free domain and a free website? and you still sit there and still be asking questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Oliver. I just got a message here. Brother Tony Monk is home now. So we send our prayers to you as you returned home, that you'll be, you recuperate and be healed totally. Okay. Good news. Okay. So, Brother Matty, do you want to add anything to that, or Brother Oliver? Does anyone else want to add anything to that? Anything? If you're not adding anything, I'm going to move to the next question, because it says our CEO said something on Thursday. Do something about your business. Everyone can do something. If you don't know what to do, pray for whatever we are doing. So add value to your business. So what does it mean? I know, Bra Andy, I'm going to come to you first on this, then I'll come to Bra Matty. What does it mean to add value to your business? Why is a CEO emphasizing that you do something on your business or in your business daily, even if it's 2 hours, even if it's few minutes, whatever you can do? Why? Why is he saying that?
Well, everyone here, I'm sure, has heard of baby steps. If you have a goal to achieve, you write down the goal. Yeah, and each step you take takes you nearer to that goal. As long as you take that step, that's the key. You've got to take the step. You don't take the step, you'll never get there. You have to travel 200 miles. It's dark. Your street lamp, your lights of the car will only cover the first 200 foot. You can't see the entire journey. You just have to take that step. That's what it means.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother Andy. But I'm Addie. Auntie Lynn, I'm coming to you too.
I think people don't realize they could reach their potential with ONPASSIVE. The platform's big enough for everyone. Not everybody has to be Michael Williams or me doing videos or lives, or every little thing matters. I mean, I'll give you an example. If you just did a like or a comment on a post in a blog or whatever, all of that adds up to the amount of people that will visit ONPASSIVE. You think it's a small thing. A drop of water is very small. But ONPASSIVE drop of water from everyone is an ocean. And it's powerful. It can make the difference in anything we do. That's how things get started. When you sit back and think, well, I'm me, I don't have anything to offer. I don't believe that. I believe I've seen more and more people pop up in ONPASSIVE that if it wasn't for ONPASSIVE, they would be a single dad at home, sitting on a couch and watching life float by and have no meaning. But that didn't happen. Now I see people that first they wouldn't even put their name on who they were, to putting their name on, they got the camera on, and now they add to the conversation. That's moving up. No doubt. You like treasure hunting, I'll tell you where most of the treasure is. It's in a cemetery. It's buried with people that never lived. No, it's fact. And it's sad. I've seen people die at 30 and walk around on the planet for another 25, 30 years. They just died already. And there's not reason, especially in ONPASSIVE. Find your lane and slam the pedal to the floor. There's something for everybody here. Listen, since I've been in ONPASSIVE, before I ever got in ONPASSIVE, I walked around looking for diamonds in the rough. I've done it from day one. In fact, about 5 months ago, I was told about a group that comes on Sundays. And I got here and I saw the best running group I've ever seen. And I found 4 tech guys hiding in the corner. They're not hiding now. Everybody knows who they are. And that's not because of me. They had to show. All I could do is push them. But once they're there, you got to take care of you. And they're there because of them. It's nothing to do with me. Fumi, outstanding at what you do. All you ladies are powerhouses. Andy Burks, he's known all over on ONPASSIVE. People here are known, I'm telling you. when there's a webinar and Ask Mubarak can name 75, 80 people, and you guys are some of them, right out of his mouth. I mean, in a row, 150 people, and your team and the people here are in his memory. It means something. It means you're making a wave. So don't look at it what I can't do. That's a waste of a life. I will never be a ballerina. I hate to break the news to everybody here. That crap has waved bye-bye to me freaking 62 years ago. But I can do the best I can do. And I find that lane. You know what's the best you can do? The easiest thing for you to do is no effort. And everybody has that. Everybody here has it. I refuse to believe any different. The tech team, right? Now, what would they have done on their own? They'd have bored people to death because they're too qualified. People wouldn't understand what they're saying. Sergeant Nakamoto gets in there and organizes them. Do they need it? Yes, they're men. They're not organized. Now, let's not kid ourselves. We don't look at maps. We don't look at directions. It takes us 5 hours to build a 3-minute puzzle because we want to do it on our own. But see, it's all together. Working together makes a beautiful system. And that's what we have right now. The system of ONPASSIVE is more than one person. The link, it's the link in the chain and the strongest link. And if you guys push people up because they should be, you'll find that, I was asked one time, I'm not going to say by who, I don't understand how this guy, everybody knows him, everybody knows her, and I should be known. And I said, everybody you just mentioned didn't ask to be known. They served others. They did something for somebody else. And if you do that enough, you'll be known. It's just the way it is. It's the law of the world. God made it that way. You shine the light on others and the reflection is brighter. Whether you like it or you don't like it. You help enough people and you look like somebody that's there to serve other people. You will be known in ONPASSIVE. You'll be known all over the world. It's going to happen, but it's up to you. But stop looking at what you can't do. That's a waste of time. Look at what you can do. What do you feel good at? What rocks your boat? Find that lane, slam it, and you'll be the best at it in the world. I believe that because I've seen it. I even forgot what the question was. But anyway, that's all I got to say.
That was excellent. And whatever the question was, you encouraged everyone, including myself. Miles Monroe said something that the richest place in this world is the grave, just like he said that, you have a lot of people that died without actually using any potential, that God-given potential. So they take it and go back to God. And I wonder what happens there. I can't imagine it, but I want to die and make sure that everything within me I have dropped here because it's going to be useful here, not over there. So thank you very much for that. It's an honor to even hear you say that, whatever the question was. Auntie Lynn, do you want to chip into that, please?
Sure, I will. Let's see, hold on 1 second. Oh, well, Marty kind of made me think, about, how Marty has, I think what's special about Marty, it's related to ONPASSIVE, but it has Marty in it. This is what I'm going to say, is that he has been able to enable so many founders in our company to achieve greater heights. There are people that were very shy when they came in. Marty will attest to that. Let me add Marty. Marty, I'm going to add you to this spotlight. Marty, remember how we talked? You always say that there's people in the company, they are diamonds in the rough. Maybe they're quiet today, but they are gems and they're just waiting to shine. And I believe that, people like you have been able to diagnose people. You look at someone and say, hey, that person has potential. Let's see what we can do to bring out that potential. And so today you have brought up a lot of leaders that were previously very shy, maybe said very little in public, didn't talk in webinars, but because of your encouragement, I've seen a lot of leaders come up from the ranks. So what's your response to my comments? What do you think about that, Marty?
100%. That is more meaningful for me than anything else. In fact, my conversations with Ash, even if he's in a webinar or he's coming to a webinar, somebody will come up with their hand up. And I send him a text, Diamond. Then he starts listening, right? Then he'll come back. Well, that's a diamond. I said, yeah, no doubt. And you learn, because everybody thinks it's not me, it's him, or it's not me, it's her. And the fact is, we've got we have a land full of diamonds out there that either they're stuck behind the curve or they were never given a chance. So, anyways, here's that.
No, yeah, but I like the way that ONPASSIVE is like a place for people to shine. And, Mr. Mafara always says, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're famous or not, rich or not, right? It doesn't matter because everyone is on an equal playing field when they come into ONPASSIVE. And that's what I just love about this company and Mr. Mafara, where the have-nots are finally going to be the haves. There's so many have-nots in the world. The world isn't fair. But now with ONPASSIVE, we're getting this correction to the corruption. We're getting the opportunity for people to have certain rights that I think are unalienable, like things like shelter, nutrition, clean water, things, security. Those things I believe are going to become universally available because of the impact of founders and ONPASSIVE. That's what I see coming in the future. And I'm really, really excited about that. And I know Marty thinks the same, that the world is going to be turned upside down very, very soon. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Anteline, for that. Thank you very much. So I have one last question, which says here, the cost of OBLES will be on the company, and not on the recipients. So how is the company going to, how are the people going to benefit from that? How is the company going to benefit from that if they're taking the cost on?
Yes, I'll just start and then my brothers can chip in. OBLES is, as I say, is a flagship product of ONPASSIVE. OBLES is a product that by the good deeds of OBLES, the world is going to know ONPASSIVE. OBLES has her own way that she's going to enrich us ONPASSIVE, but the company is going to absorb the cost 100%. That's what Mr. Asher said, because the sole purpose of OBLES is to uplift humanity. It is that thing about ONPASSIVE that no other company does have. That is what is distinguishing us between, and that is the model that the future companies are going to use. They're going to come with a platform, because you have to show the world that you are here for mankind as well, just as ONPASSIVE has done. Ash Mufara wants 100% of the proceeds for the cost, the purpose of why you are raising these funds should go to that intent. Right now, the current crowdfunding platforms that we have, they will take about maybe 30%. What sense does that make? It doesn't make sense. If you are raising funds for a mom, a woman with cancer, breast cancer, who has children, a single woman, and you have a target to raise maybe $20,000, and you raise that money, and then you have to give 30% of that to some company, it doesn't make sense. Ash Mufara says, no, we're going to give 100% of those funds for the cost. And then the company is going to absorb the cost. OBLES is part of ONPASSIVE, right? It's part of us. So it's not going to be that much cost for us to absorb, And through that initiative, people are going to find out about ONPASSIVE. We're going to attract customers in different ways. Chances are that we might have more customers come in through those initiatives that would help us to even sustain OBLES without realizing it. That's how I see it.
Thank you very much, Deborah Bob. Does
Let me
anyone want to add to that?
Okay,
Thank
Collins.
you, Brad.
Yeah, Collins.
Yeah, all right. So we're just looking at Obless, you know, just to add, Bob just said it very, very well. But I just want to add something because, you know, our CEO said Obless is not a handout, because all of us are living. No matter your condition, your situation, you are still breathing. Obless is about empowerment. You empower the society so they can become something useful back to the society. You know, you can build school, you can build hospital, you know, whatever you want to do. But say you have homeless, you can bring them back, create jobs for them so they can pay taxes and become useful in the society. As Bob said, Obless, ONPASSIVE will absorb the, you know, the cost. The cost means the building cost, like developing the software, maintenance, all of those things. But remember, we, the founders, and those who have money, people who really have money out there, they don't know where to put it because most of this crowdfunding are just them milking them. You know, they can use Obless now, donate this money for a good cause. For instance, whatever they'll write, somebody can have $1 million and say, you know what, I'll donate it there, because they know that money will go for the cause that was designated. And that's just what I want to add it on Obless. So thank you, Bob, for that. I think Maddie hands is up.
Thank you very much, Raul Collins. Brad Maddie.
Yeah. Another thing, keep in mind, these guys keep reminding me of stuff. Because the cornerstone of ONPASSIVE is Obless, other companies that are looking for other companies to team up with or traffic, and they see a company that does something like Obless completely free, it means a lot. It means a lot. If I was going to a company and you look at their portfolio, and their number one portfolio is blessing other people with no money in return, trust me, that's going to go much farther than we think. That's going to go much farther than we think. When people look at A and B and C company and say, I want to advertise, where would you go? I wouldn't have to question it, because value is also what people see. And the value of ONPASSIVE, because of Obless and how they set it up, I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine people going to plan B or C when you have A there. It's just common sense. And I remember I worked for a Fortune 100 company, actually. And when they go to do something or work with other companies, there's criteria they look at it. One of it is, how do they look in the world? Who's going to look better than ONPASSIVE? No one. It's not going to happen. And this is part of Az's thinking. He knows. He knows. I would look at it that way. Not going to take in a dime. You get 100% going to the cost. Unheard of. You know, these other places, CEOs making millions a year. Millions. Non-charity. Millions. Come on. So I think it's more powerful than we think. Like people say, yeah, but what's the product part of it? That's it right there. It will draw in more people than we could imagine, indirectly. That's my personal opinion.
Thank you very much, Bramati, for that, because I had someone ask me a question about that. What's the difference between, what is Obless? Is it not a crowdfunding platform? Is it a product as well? And I said, yes, it is a product that is a crowdfunding platform. So that means it's a product that is going to be used as well. So it's a product in itself, and it's going to be useful to everyone all over the world. So don't just look at it and think, okay, we're talking about Obless of what we're going to do here, what we're going to, no, not just that. Obless is a product of its own. And, you know, it's a product, like you said, Brad Bob, that is going to make ONPASSIVE well-known and popular to the whole world, basically the whole world. I saw Brad Tony somewhere. Okay, yes. Do you want to say anything and add anything to that, please? Anything? It's nice to see you, and it's nice to see that. Yeah. Can you?
Hi, Sister Fumi. Thank you. It's great to see everybody. Thank you so much for your prayers. I do appreciate it. The doctor advised me to get some rest at home, and here I am at home on the platform. This is my home, right? That's what the doctor doesn't realize.
With your family.
So I'm sorry, I don't know what the question was. What was your question?
No, we were talking about OBLESS, the company absorbing the cost of OBLESS.
OBLESS. Yeah. OBLESS is a crowdfunding platform, but it's our unique.
Yeah.
It's our unique crowdfunding platform. The crowdfunding platforms that are out there, they're a product. It's a product. It's all a product, right? But our crowdfunding platform, which is OBLESS, is much better than the other crowdfunding platforms out there because 100% goes to the charities of our choice. So your funds go directly to where you want to go, 100%. So you don't have to worry about the people skimming off the top and so on. I've never believed in the regular crowding platforms that have CEOs that make figures a year. That to me is it's not right. It's not right. If you're going to have a crowdfunding platform and you're trying to help charities, I believe that it should be nonprofit, and 100% of the proceeds should go to the charities. That's what I agree with. But anyways, thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for your prayers, everyone. It's nice to be back.
Thank you.
It was a couple of days of hell, but nice to be here. Thank you, Sister Fumi. Back to you.
Thank you, Brad Tony. Brad John, I see you want to add something. Please add something to that. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
There we go. Okay. Hey, I just want to say, how about Tony already helping me in the chat, answering questions better than I can. Always beats me to the punch when somebody asks a question in the chat. He's just right on it. And I thank him very much, especially since he's just getting home. And I also want to say to Marty, Marty, you said earlier, guys don't look for don't take directions, don't look for directions. I'm a guy. I always look up stuff. I'm not afraid to say I don't know where something is. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, you're a diamond too, okay? Remember that. Yeah, you're a diamond.
Excellent. Okay, I want to hear from Sister Grace. I'm rounding up now. Sister Grace, Mama Grace. And Brother Sampat, I'm coming to you.
Background is too noisy, Sister Fumi, sorry.
Okay. Still say something.
Can I chirp in for a second?
Yes, Brother Andy.
I think the one thing that interests me about OBLESS is the fact that we're going to use or be able to use this to teach others to fish. Yeah, the whole purpose of this is to lift humanity as a whole. So it's not simply handout. It's we're going to be able to help you to get to the next level. And that way you can then teach others to get to your level and so on. The whole thing is about being able to lift the entire humanity base. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Andy. I love the way our CEO put it when he said it's not, and Brad Collins repeated that it's not a handout platform where you are supposed to, it's like sometimes when we as individuals don't have enough money, we try and do the best that we can and leave, those individuals alone. But here we are saying we are going to help them such that, take for example, they want to set up a business for them to be able to run a business, to be able to feed their families, because everybody has that self-esteem, they have their pride, they have their ego. We need to be in a position, where OBLESS is a product that is going to help us to achieve that. Just like Brother Andy said, we are going to be lifting up humanity, being able to not send them and them fish, but they are going to do the fishing and then teach someone else to fish as well. So, Brother Sampat, I want you to come in right now. What do you have to say? Everyone, I want you to say thank you very much to Brother Sampat. He's one of the people that helps it promotes every group, and that is what ONPASSIVE is all about. We are not promoting just, oh, it's my group, my thing, my team. It does that for any group, anyone that is having a meeting. So far as an ONPASSIVE webinar or meeting, is there promoting it. I want you to say something about this bless that we're talking
Thanks
about.
to all the founders for inviting me to speak on this big platform. Especially, I would like to thank you, Lynn Nakamoto, Marty DiCarmo, Andy Burks, College Mana, Oliver Fontaine, Tony Monk, Vincent, Comfort Confer, and the entire OTech Pros team for giving all of us founders a great platform like Heroes Public Webinar. And because of all of you, all us founders get to learn a lot about our company ONPASSIVE and our products. I want to tell through this platform, I do attend all international and national webinars of our company. So I do not have any question in my mind. I request all the founders through this platform that please do attend such a technical webinar where you get a lot of knowledge, and this knowledge also keeps you positive. As soon as possible, please give a call to those people whose pending ID is there, and if those people do not want to take that ID, then you can do a huge job of obless by transferring that pending ID to another person. Can you? Again, I thank the entire Heroes team for doing a great job, and I would consider myself very fortunate if I can contribute even a little bit for such a wonderful webinar. With these, thank you all you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brother Sampa. Thank you very much for all the help and all the promoting that you do. Honestly, there's some people, just when our CEOs talking about you finding your lane and you staying in, and Brother Matthew was repeating that, Brother Sampat is an example of that. He is very good at that. What he does, I can't do. I run my mouth. I know how to run my mouth, and that's what I'm good at. And my smile, that's about it. So without further ado, I'm just going to round up the seminar, the webinar now. I wanted to hear from Mama Maxine and Brother Bruce, Uncle Bruce. I'm going to come to you, Mama Maxine. If you unmute yourself and just say something little.
Hello, everyone. This was a great webinar, and I always liked, as Sempa said, coming to webinar like this to have more notion and learn more about our great company. And this is all we know how to do best for almost past 2 years. I've been doing this every day. I say it last night, ONPASSIVE is not sleeping. There's no reason for me to go to sleep. So if I can go anywhere at any moment to learn about this company, I'm going to be very happy. And today I have learned again of all bless and all the notion of fishing, because I might be a target, So I'm thank God for all our OTech Pro, Uncle Oliver, Vincent, Brother Collins, and Brother Bob, for all the great job that they have been doing. Of course, Marty say it all, and Angeline, they have a lot of potential people out there. I think I was one of them that were very shy before, and now I'm capable to stay in front of people and even say my name, and why not dance? So thank you for having me. I'm here and I'm here every time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mama Maxine. Thank you very much. Uncle Bruce, I love to hear your voice.
Let me unmute him. Let me find him.
Unmute me, woman.
You did it. Oh, good. We hear ya.
Hi, my name is Bruce and I'm your friend. You know, this is a very invigorating webinar, as they all are. I went into the back office and I like the new Onet, so I put something in there with some pictures, which is neat. And I always like to uplift people's spirits, so I put something in the chat today that came from something else that I'm involved with. And I think that some people that may know it, I'll say it one time. It says, whenever anyone, anywhere reaches out for help, I want the hand of all blessed and unpassive to be there. And that's, I think, where we are in essence. Everybody here has a desire to help other people. And when we stay focused on that, we don't worry about petty things that people get involved with, we'll do fine. Marty said it very well. You know, it basically comes down to get over your cheap self and understand this is bigger than you, it's bigger than me, and together it's greater than all of us. So the thing is, just follow the leader. Trust the leader who always emphasizes have trust in him, believe in him, because as a friend, you always will have trust in your friend, whether they're a best friend or not such a best friend, but you'll always have trust in them. So trust in this process and don't sweat the small stuff, because it's all small stuff. And I want to thank you all for being here. I love you all. And I love being on these webinars and being able to whatever kind of help I can always be.
Thank you,
Not much.
Uncle Bruce. Thank you very much. Brad George, say something, few minutes or few seconds. So, Brad George, you can see him somewhere. Yeah. If you unmute yourself. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow. This is quite wonderful. First and foremost, I'm really so impressed because I've seen so many people here, especially the ones that I saw when I believed in ONPASSIVE and the Bucks, and most of all by the Bruce Gaston, because I never knew that someone of his age could take up this thing which everyone thought was not something to follow. Anyway, that apart, today's webinar, quite wonderful. A lot of things have been said, and I loved it. But I only have one message, and only one message. Our CEO has a heart, and he does it from his inside. But the question is, how many of us, when we are here, do still exhibit that heart, other than trying to be seen on these webinars and everywhere, when we are not emulating the same? For example, why I'm saying that? In a promotion of each other, in promoting each other, by the way, it does not cost anything for you to promote another ONPASSIVIANS or another founder. But I know it is there, especially on the YouTube channels. I know, for me, I gain nothing because I'm already in a third world country. I've been, we've been in that situation. So even if this opportunity comes up and someone has got a heart and which should go out, but then it goes out with still some conditions attached. I mean, we are still way back.
I want to hear from Sister Grace. I'm rounding up now. Sister Grace, Mama Grace. And Brother Sampat, I'm coming to you.
Background is too noisy.